take three. Yeah. So I'm gonna have to learn how to splice this stuff because I really need to be able to take the good parts and splice them all together. So, I will be talking to one of my friends who knows how to do that. So, so I've actually done this spiel twice. The first one was like 17 minutes long, so literally I've told everyone the whole day already. So, and it was all bright and exciting, and I'm gonna try to be as bright and exciting as I was that first time. But you'd be amazed at how hard that is. So, my son said this is more of a live vlog versus anything too nice. So long story short, as far as the diet goes today, I did real well. I still have not eaten the stuff that I, desire. I had a shake this morning, had a double. This time I switched it up a little bit. Put a pack of chocolate and a pack of vanilla in the same cup, and it was all right. It was really good. Um, I was more of just I was trying to get out the door, and I had to be there at 7:30 this morning. So I do have a little blurb up. I am gonna upload from me at Comic Con in the morning. So you should have seen that already actually before you see this one. So yeah, I had a great day. I ran into some stars. I ran into old friends. You know I also was on my feet a lot. I walked a lot today. I was my feet really hurt. Marcia gave me a nice foot massage when I got home. Actually, I was. This is the joys of being married. The joys of being married to Marcia is what it is, I should say. So, yeah. So, uh, some of the highlights. I got to see some great people in some great costumes. I got to. I met James Marsters, who plays Spike on Buffy and Angel, and he's on Torchwood. Had a great conversation with him. I got my picture taken with him. I signed my shirt. I met Xander, the guy who played. Actually, I met Nicholas Brandon, who played Xander on which I always refer to him as Xander first, and then refer to him as Nicholas Brandon. But I follow him on Facebook. He had some real struggles with depression, and we just had a great conversation. I'll be honest when I was talking with him, I told him his catchphrase is uh, kick kick depression in the ball sack. So I told him, yeah, I am really glad you kicked it in the ball sack. And so he on my shirt he signed, I'm going to kick you in the ball sack. But then he offered to ice it up afterwards. It was very very kind. We had a great conversation. Just it was like I said, old friends. We shook hands a few times. I said, pleasure meeting you. He said no, his pleasure was mine, and we had a great time. We laughed because when I first walked up, they have tape on the floor that's like a maze, kind of little queue that you have to follow in case there's a large line. But there was nobody in front of him at the time because he was about ready to leave, and most of those people had already left. So I started to go right up, but I felt, I'm not. I am one of the volunteers who tell people to follow the line, so I wanted to go back to go back to do that. And as I did that, this other girl walked straight in and got in front of me, and Nicholas saw it, and he just thought he laughed because I had that expression on my face of oh and so we all laughed about that, and just it was great. So then also had I also met Sam Jones, who played Flash Gordon in the classic Flash Gordon movie. He was also in Ted and Ted Two. He was a lot of fun, nice guy. He signed my shirt. I also had a great conversation with Elizabeth Rodriguez from Orange Is the New Black, and also she was in Fear the Walking Dead, about her character and about what her character's going to do next, and just talking about the show in general. Talking about a show I like, and talking to a person who's in the show. We had a great conversation. It was short, but there was definitely a communication there. It was nice. I also saw Mitch Pileggi today, or Pileggi, who's Mulder and Fox's boss on X Files, as well as he's on Stargate SG-1. I've seen him so much on TV. It was really nice to meet him, and he signed my shirt as well. That was really cool. I saw also Robert Patrick. I didn't get a chance to talk to him, but I did see him several times this weekend, just moving around, and it was neat to it's the Terminator, and he's also on Scorpion. Really nice guy. Just didn't have a chance to meet him. He was always his line was always busy, and as a volunteer, if their line's not busy, that's when we can go up. So. Um, but yeah, it was a fabulous weekend. Hung out with my friend Angela McKendrick a lot. Her work is beautiful. Had a chance to sell some of her stuff for her. Just I was behind the. I ended up she had a nice seat next to her. She welcomed me and we had a chance to talk and have a chance to sell some of her stuff. And I'm a fan of hers, and I had no problem selling her things. As people, her work sells itself really. I was just helping them decide on spending more money on it. So yeah, it was fun. So then I also hung out with my new friend Tiffany and my friends Eric and Stephanie. We all kind of walked around together a little bit together too. And also hung out with Nathan a little bit. Just lots of names. I got to see Byron. I got to see a lot of people. My buds from Cincinnati, whose names are good. I got Emily, Allison, and Grace. Yeah, I got it. All right, it's all three. So yeah, I hung out with them. I got to see them, and they were at their table, and got some stuff from them. So and Nicholas Roth, and also I got to say Sean Forney today. It was an amazing day of just seeing people who. I respect their artwork. I'm blown away by just the relationships I'm building now. So, and I think that's along the lines of like I said, getting on the other side of depression, as well as um, dealing with this weight thing. There's a lot of encouragement there, and I really appreciate that. So that was helpful. I got a lot of cool stuff from the swag bags. Got some great things to give to friends and things like that. I felt like I'm able to give more because the Bible says your cup will overfloweth. Well, I feel like my cup's beginning to overflow, which is great because for a while there I wasn't sure I had the right size cup. But yeah, so I can tell you one more really cool story. On the way out, just happenstance. So another actor that was there was Jason Mewes. He's the Jay of Jay and Silent Bob. Um, he was at the con, and I didn't get a chance to meet him. Every time I went past his table, he wasn't there. He was either at a photo op or at a panel or something like that, or being interviewed. So on the way, so I never got to see him. So on the way out, I had told the my friends at Legacy Rising from the other night, the launch party, um, that I was going to buy the first five books, but I didn't get a chance to get back over there. So Gary's also the owner of uh, Heroes and Games, which is at the Hyatt. So I went to Heroes and Games to see Gary to get those five books, and I walk, and there in the comic book shop is Jason Mewes. And I'm a respecter of the fact that he's a celebrity, he's an actor who people notice him, people and you don't want to be hounded all the time. So I went ahead and just kind of gave him his space. Went ahead and talked to Gary because that's what I'd come in to see, to talk about the different books that I wanted to get. I wanted to get these the five number ones of their new launched comic book company. So I was talking to Gary and another gentleman there, and they're like, he was saying that, yeah, I heard what you're doing, what your idea is, what you're planning on doing, and I was like, oh yeah, I got. I'm going to lose 150 pounds, and I'm going to go to San Diego Comic Con next year. That's my big plan, is to do that. and it was so cool. This other guy was excited about this, and then I didn't realize it because Jason was across the room at that point when I was talking to him. But I turned, and then he was right next to me, looking at a rack of comics next to me, and he's like, yeah, I lost about 50 pounds on crack while I was doing crack, and I wouldn't recommend that as a that was a quick weight loss. I wouldn't recommend that. And I'm like, I think I'm going to pass on that, Jason. I think I'm going to go with the OptiFast and the ketosis and try to lose it a little bit differently than the crack diet. And but since he engaged me, I at that point felt like I'm like, all right, now I'm talking to Jason Mewes, and I'm like, oh, you know what? I'm going to go ahead and you know talk to him and say, hey, I just want to shake your hand. I really like your stuff. I said, I saw Kevin at the Improv with Kevin Smith, who is the Bob of Jay and Silent Bob, and I saw Kevin on my honeymoon out at the Improv, and he's like, oh, that's really cool. Yeah, I'm going to see Kevin. And he was talking about when he's going to see him and all that. I said, I'm also a Jersey boy. And he's like, oh, really? I'm from and I'm like, yeah, I'm from Pennsauken and Fair Lawn. I've been in both places. And then so I was talking to him, and we're just talking, and Nathan had asked for a selfie. So I was like, at that point, hey, can I get a selfie too? So I got a selfie with Jason Mewes, and it was a neat one of those kind of things that. Okay, first, let me tell you the timing. It wasn't like it was like right after the con. Literally, everybody had left. We were getting all our stuff together. We were kind of talking, and we were just taking our time to. I called Marcia. We had to walk the entire length of the convention center, and the timing of us being there when he was there, because he left literally just after we talked to him, was just unbelievable. It was like, total happenstance. So it was kind of fun. Just a neat capper to the day. So, yeah, that was fun. So finally got home. Like I said, I had like a berry bar around 3. Around noon. I had a berry bar around noon, and finally she picked me up about 5. I want to say 5 or 6. Yeah, it was about 6 actually. We were taking Nathan back to his place, and I went ahead and I had my chicken and my tomatoes with the Thousand Islands, 4 ounces of protein and 2 cups of raw veggies. So I just had some grape tomatoes, which I like grape tomatoes, and so I was eating late, and I was actually I'd skipped the 3 o'clock actually altogether. So then I got home, and I went ahead and had so I after talking and relaxing and everything, I ended up making some tomato basil soup. I put some sun-dried tomato seasoning from Mrs. Dash in it, and it was tasty. It was really good. I actually was going to show it in the first video, but I don't have the way to. Eventually I'll learn how to splice. I had 0-calorie sparkling ice. It's apple flavored, and I have a Jello I'm still going to eat actually. So that's my grand meal for supper. It's still powder in water, but it was good. It was funny. I went into take a little, just kind of lay down because I had been beat with to lay down with Marcia, and she was watching the food channel, the one that PBS has, Create, and they were doing something with mussels, or I think it was some kind of shells or something, and I saw it and I was like, oh, is this what you're watching? Because maybe I won't lay down. And she's like, yeah, this is what going off. Do I need to shut it off? And I was like, yeah, because I'll be honest with you, they could be cooking dog balls, and I'd be like, yeah, I want some, because I really wanted something different, something not any of the stuff I had to eat. So I really wanted something substantial, and so I tried to think of the worst thing I could think of, and say that that they could make it look savory and enjoyable. And she just lost it. She thought it was hilarious. She's probably still laughing about it right now. But because I was very flippant, it was like really just off the top of my head. So. All right. Well, that's the day. I'm going to bed. I'm gonna take a picture of all the swag and post to Facebook, and then I'm gonna go to bed. But uh, yeah, life is still fat. But oh, tomorrow, big announcement. Tomorrow will be the weigh-in. So we'll find out how much less than 440 pounds I am after this week of 1,000 calories or less a day. All right, John Boone, signing off.